Boss is with no doubt the most famous company for guitar and bass pedals in the world, but when it comes to amps, they've kinda settled for the home practice genre. That was until now. Here's the Katana 500 bass head, which is clearly aimed at professional players. Let's check it out. Hi everyone, welcome to Bass the World. My name is Gregor Fries and I'm here today with Kai Lemke playing the Visudeal Bass the World model through the Katana 500 bass head and the Katana Cabinet 112. This is a stunning new piece of gear. This amp packs a whole bunch of amazing and even some surprising features. It's just a few controls, but damn did they put their hearts and souls in here. And effects and amp simulations and some stuff you haven't even heard of yet. But let's start simple. Amongst bass players, the OC2 is the most important Boss product ever, now updated with the OC5. So let's hear the Octava unit they put in here. The Katana 500 is a completely new and original design. It's like nothing you've ever played before. And to make sure it is, they've designed the entire thing from scratch. And that includes the power amp. All Class D amps on the market use more or less the same power amp modules. The most popular choice is called Ice Power, so the only difference between most bass amps apart from their look is their preamp design. Their own power amp doesn't only sound fantastic, it also allows them to include a function which is mind-blowing, at least to gear nerds like me. When you press this cap resonance calibration knob, the power amp will learn things about the cabinet and adjust the output for an optimal performance. And the sound is cool too, you should write a song around that. Now let's have a look at the front panel. Of course we have our standard controls like gain, a 4-band EQ, a master volume and a mute switch, but as you can see there's much more. Above the EQ sits the effect section with 7 compressors, 3 limiters, 13 different drives, a control for the global blend and 23 other different effects, all accessible through the Boss Tone Studio Editor software. The effects you have on board upon delivery are the ones we are showing you in this video today. On the left sits the memory button to save entire amp settings and recall them later. Underneath sits the amp feel switch. This one turns the Katana into a fast modern or a laid-back vintage amp. Really cool, the whole behavior of the amp changes. The pad button next to it adjusts the input sensitivity and the other one called shape gives you a selection of global EQ settings in addition to the adjustable equalizer. Now let's hear a mix of a chorus and a compressor. The buttons on the front panel aren't your typical on and off switches, they step through different settings. This is what makes this amp look so clean while being so goddamn powerful, versatile at the same time. On to the back panel. There are your 2 speaker outs with 4 ohms, 500 watts. There's a slot to attach an optional BT dual adapter to make this amp talk to your phone via Bluetooth. We have a USB port to change settings via the Boss Tone Studio Editor on a computer. There's a DI out, a headphone out and an input for a foot switch and one for an expression pedal. But now let's go back to the front, because now comes the stuff that, if all this didn't convince you yet, really sets this apart from all the other amps out there. First we have a button control, adjustable from 0 to 200 Hz. This will keep your low frequencies from being sent to your cabinet, to make your setup perform better in difficult rooms. Next to it is the opposite, a high cut button with 3 different settings. And now comes the real star of the show, the chicken head switch for the line out. This lets you choose between different settings for the DI out on the back. The first one is custom, for this you can build your own sound in the software. Second one is for recording. This is a speaker simulation with a mic placed a bit more distant from the amp. The third, the live setting, mimics a close mic scenario and the blend combines the recording and the live sound. Here's a bit of compression and drive recorded through the DI out in the live setting. What's astounding to me, something I've never seen before, when you compare the DI signal to the mic we placed in front of the cabinet, they look nearly identical in my DAW. That's why I've ditched the mic signal in most of these sound samples. It's pretty much the same, but I don't want to rob you of a real recording experience. So here's one more sound using the DI and the Roto mic. It's a bit of compression, envelope and the global blend. What an amp, it's so well designed. Everything it offers is extremely useful. If you're a beginner, you will enjoy the simplicity and the onboard effects. If you're a professional, you will love how much in depth you can go, and the diode is amazing. No need to ever mic up a cabinet again. In addition to all this, the Katana 500 bass also has character, one that I really enjoy. I'm very impressed. Very impressed. Well done, boss. If you want to try one for yourself, which you should, check the links in the video description below. We are working with a bunch of dealers here in Europe and in the US, and if you order this amp or anything else through these links, they will pay us a little kickback. That's the easiest way to support the channel without paying a cent out of your own pocket. Here's our review of the ME90B. Here you can subscribe to our channel, here's our merch shop, and here's me saying bye. Damn, I didn't even talk about the cabinet. Well, maybe that's for another time. Bye. Bass drum roll.